In the last video, I promised you an example of the exception to the general rule where we discussed that the general rule is that there would be a strict application of the prescribed period to appeal or file a motion for reconsideration or file a motion for a new trial or any motion or any move to request for the rectification of an order because the aggrieved party is of the opinion that there was either misapplication of facts, misappreciation of evidence, or misappreciation of facts, or the misapplication of the law or laws based on certain facts. So if you are an aggrieved party, as a general rule, if you are an aggrieved party because you do not agree with the order of the court or its decision or judgment, you have certain periods depending on the phase of the litigation, depending on the rules applied, depending on what court it is pending. No? So you have a certain period to appeal or to pray for the correction of a wrong order as far as you are concerned. No? Because you are the aggrieved party, you are the one who is of the opinion that the order is wrong. As far as the other party is concerned, since it is favorable to them, they would always argue that it is the correct order or decision. So, at this point, we will be referring to the aggrieved party. I will be sharing to you this 2005 case. No? I will share a paragraph from this decision. And this case is about the exception to the general rule. Let me share to you the paragraph. I might paraphrase a bit to remove the names. However, if the Sandigan Bayan acts in excess or lack of jurisdiction, remember in the Philippines, the Sandigan Bayan is our graph court. However, if the Sandigan Bayan acts in excess or lack of jurisdiction or with grave abuse of discretion, amounting to excess or lack of jurisdiction in dismissing a criminal case, the dismissal is null and void. According to the Supreme Court, in this line, in this sentence, generally, the action of the dismissal of the case by the Sandigan Bayan or its actions would be valid unless if it acts in excess or in lack of jurisdiction, outside its authority. Outside its authority, it will do so. It will abuse the exercise of its discretion in giving orders to the parties or in arriving at a decision. So if it would be a grave abuse, not an ordinary abuse, but a grave abuse, not a mere mistake, but a mere mistake should be distinguished from a grave abuse of discretion. If it will be a grave abuse of discretion, it would mean that the judge acted in excess or lack of jurisdiction, because it would be as if, even if it is within his jurisdiction, it would be amounting to excess or lack of jurisdiction. Simply stated, it is as if he acted outside his authority if there was a grave abuse of discretion. If that would be the case, there would be a grave abuse of discretion by the judge or the court, the dismissal of the case is null and void, meaning it is an empty order or an empty judgment. Let me read further. A tribunal acts without jurisdiction if it does not have the legal power to determine the case. There is excess of jurisdiction where a tribunal, being clothed with power to determine the case, oversteps its authority as determined by law. As we have mentioned before, a court, a tribunal, it acts without jurisdiction if it does not have the power to determine the case. So, the authority of the court to determine a case is prescribed generally by law. But even if the tribunal or the court has the authority to determine a case, but it oversteps its authority, it made or it acted with grave abuse of discretion, or it oversteps its authority as determined by law, then it is as if it acted outside its authority, or it is as if it does not have the legal power to determine the instant case. So a void judgment or order, meaning an empty judgment or order, has no legal and binding effect, force, or efficacy for any purpose. So according to the Supreme Court, a court who is acting with grave abuse of discretion is as if acting beyond its jurisdiction, beyond its authority. No? That is the point here. It oversteps its authority as determined by law. So once it oversteps, it oversteps its authority, it is as if there is the order or the decision is empty. There would be nothing to there would be no order or no decision, even if there was one. So that is the principle here. Once you will find these phrases, this is common in the Supreme Court cases. If a court acts in excess or lack of jurisdiction, meaning in excess or lack of authority, or with grave abuse of discretion, amounting to excess or lack of jurisdiction, or when it oversteps its authority, amounting to a situation where it is acting in excess or lack of authority. So the first one, there was really no authority to determine the case. The second one is there was supposed to be an authority for the court to determine the case, but since it overstepped its authority prescribed by law, it is as if it has no authority to determine the case. So those are two different situations, but very difficult also to distinguish. So you must be always try to, once you see these phrases in a court's decision, grave abuse of discretion, normally what should come to your mind would be overstepping its authority as determined by law. So it oversteps. It has the authority to determine the case, but it overstepped its authority. So that would be our short video for today. Listen further to the next videos as we explain the details of this 2005 case. If you like our video, please click the like button, share this to your friends, follow our page, and click the subscribe button. Thank you.